Let's take an example to better understand how an SR latch works. So this is a problem on timing diagram. Initially, the value of S is 0, and after a certain point of time, it changes to 1, and then it goes down to 0, and then goes to 1, 0, and 1, so on. Same thing with R. R is initially 0, then it goes high for a certain amount of time, and then goes back to 0, and so on. The initial value of Q is 1, so Q equals to 1 initially. And we are asked to trace the output Q in this case for different values of S and R. First thing is draw the truth table for the SR latch. You know that when S equals to 0, R equals to 0, it's basically going to hold the value. So if Q is 0, Q plus will be a 0, and if Q is 1, Q plus will also be a 1. When R is 1 and S is 0, it's going to reset the value. When S is 1 and R is 0, it's going to set the value. And when S equals to 1 and R equals to 1, it's invalid. We don't care about what the output is. And such inputs should not even be given to the circuit. Now, using this table, let's try to fill out the diagram. Right, so initially, S is 0, R is 0, and Q is 1. So it's going to basically hold the value. Here, S equals to 1, R equals to 0. When S equals to 1, R equals to 0, it's going to set the value. Since it is already 1, it's going to continue setting the value. Now when S is 0, R is 0, it's going to hold the value of Q, so keep holding it. When S equals to 0 and R equals to 1, that is when you reset it. So the reset happens at a time which is slightly greater than when you see the R asserted. So when R is 1 and S is 0, you're going to see that Q goes to 0. That is given by this truth table here. Right? Now again, S is 0, R is 0. So you hold the value of Q. Now here S is 1, R is 0. So that's the set operation. So when you set, it's going to go to 1. And it's going to happen at a slight delay. Right? Now we have S is 0, R is 0. So hold the value. S is 1, R is 0. It's supposed to set it. Since it is already at 1, it's going to keep the same value. S is 0, R is 0. So hold the value of Q. Now here S is 0, R is 1. That is the reset operation. So you make the value of Q down to 0. S is 0 and R is 0. So keep holding the value of Q. So this is the output of Q, or the timing diagram for Q. Again, you will be given S, you'll be given R, and the initial value of Q. So depending upon how S and R are varying, you should be able to trace the diagram for Q.